Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be looking at the Necron range. We did a live stream the other day and we were of course talking about the Silent King because we're all bloody hyped about him. And one of the suggestions was, why don't we go back and actually look through the Necron range and see which models need an update? Because we're hoping that it's not just the Silent King that's going to be returning. Hopefully the Necron range gets a nice range refresh. It's probably not going to be a full range refresh, but hopefully some of the models will be picked out to receive shiny new things. Hopefully we're going to get brand new Necron models as well that are like going to be coming completely out of nowhere, because the Silent King is like this big massive figure. Maybe he kept some secret things to himself. So we're going to jump in, we're going to look at the HQ, elite choices, troop choices, etc, and see which models need that love. So let's jump in and let's get started with the HQs. Okay, so when it comes to the HQ choices for the Necrons, we actually have a few, as we can see right here now on the page. There's definitely some upgrades needed on some of them. Stuff like the Tesseract Vault, for example, is this actually model is probably my favourite model when it comes to the Necrons. I don't really see it used that much. Is it very, very pricey when it comes to the points, or are the rules really not that good? Because it looks a fantastic model. Look, if we actually spin it round like with the 360, I just love like the Satan trapped inside of it, and it's like all the power and stuff. I think it's such an absolutely fantastic model. When it comes to models like that, they definitely don't need an upgrade. The Cryptek, for example, that definitely needs an upgrade, but we'll get into that in a second, because we do have this Necron Cryptek here, which came from Forgebait, so we'll talk about those in a second. For now, the Catacomb, the Catacomb Command Barge. I think models like this, I think they look okay for now for the Necrons. I don't think they look too old or anything like that. I think they definitely suit the range for where the range is at the moment. That goes the same with the Annihilation Barge and the Necron Overlord. I think he looks okay. I think that's a nice looking model. I love the scythe. I love the the color scheme on it. It's okay. It still stands a test of time. It's when you get to models like if we just go back right here for a second, if we go like Trajan the Infinite. I think Trajan the Infinite definitely needs an update, especially with all the lore and the stories he's been getting recently. He's kind of like the centre stage now when it comes to Necrons, and I think his model is just a little bit old looking. Yeah, yes, it's not completely awful, but it would be nice to see a new Trajan the Infinite and stuff like that. That's the same with the Diviner, and we all know that the Illuminator is definitely getting a new model. This guy definitely deserves one. Compared to his new model that he's getting, you can see really the direction that GW themselves are going in when it comes to new sculpt the Necrons. Like comparing this one to a new sculpt is just two different leagues. The new one is just mind-blowingly awesome. Necron with the Resurrection Orb, I think it's pretty decent. The Vanguard guy here, yeah, probably can do with some stuff. He does look a bit blocky. I know that sounds weird when talking about Necrons. The Necron Destroyer, Destroyers, yes, I definitely think they need a new upgrade. And when you compare them to like some of the new big units now and stuff like that, they just look a little bit outdated. £7 for that, bloody hell. Oh, sorry, no, it's a Necron Destroyer Lord upgrade pack. That's what it was. Sorry, my mistake. So, are they even going to do? Does GW really do that anymore? I know we have the Space Marine upgrade packs and stuff like that, but the individual Lord ones, I'm trying to think. Do Primaris have that? Oh, actually, I think they do. Did they? Yes, I think they do. I think the Ultramarine had one, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, really out of that, for me it would be Trajan, the Diviner, and we all know that this guy's getting it. I would probably push for Vanguard maybe. When it comes to the Cryptek, like I said before, in the Forgebane box set, we more or less got a new one. So I'm wondering if they're actually going to even consider doing a new Necron Cryptek model at all. Is it just like this is going to be like the go-to guy now that was from the Forgebane, or would they do like another pose with like a guy that's actually not like surfing a scarab or something like that? It'd be interesting to see what GW go with the HQs, but all in all, not really a lot that need updating from my opinion. Of course, we're gonna have the Silent King on here, and when he eventually is the Silent King gonna be HQ or is gonna be a Lord of War? I'm not too sure. Well, I would say Lord of War, because he's just devastating when you actually look at the lore. And maybe, just maybe, as I mentioned at the start of the video, we're gonna be having some new Necron models introduced. I would love that. I would love new Necron characters introduced and stuff, and some new HQs. I think you Necron players definitely deserve deserve it. Anyway, let's push on to the Elite tab. And here we are at the Elite choices, and the Elite choices have some of the coolest looking models for me when it comes to the Necrons. I absolutely love them. I'm going to start with the flayed ones down here. I know we're starting from the bottom up, because I've heard rumours that the flayed ones are apparently supposed to be getting something very, very juicy, like new bloody models. And if we look at them, I would say they definitely need them. Like, some of these, like, gory ones could be a little bit outdated. Yes, I completely want the gore still there and stuff. I want the skins hanging off them and stuff like that. But maybe more, like, better sculpted dead people actually on them. But I still think they're really, really cool models. Like, the skin and stuff like that. I just love it. Like, they just flayed them. That's what they're called, the flayed ones. And they just wear their skin. They actually make, like, the Night Lords look like children. That is how badass these Necrons actually look. So if we go back to the Elite page, so flayed ones, definitely. Now, the Satan shards. For me, the Satan shards definitely need an update. If we just look at this one, the Deceiver guy, if we try and zoom in on his face, I don't think we can actually zoom in on his face that much. But he does. He definitely does. I just think that the whole... It doesn't look... how do I say this? It doesn't look fancy enough now comparing to some of the other 40k models, especially like the new Illuminator model that we're getting for Necrons. This guy just looks like, just a plain Jane kind of model, where this is supposed to be like a Satan. You want something like massive, big, flaring, look at me, I'm a bloody Satan kind of thing. You don't really get that now when it comes to the Necron range. Right, if we go back to this page, and if we start from the bottom up, I'd say the same for the Nightbringer as well. The Nightbringer definitely needs the upgrade. The Triarch Stalker, I love this model, a little spider bot as I like to call it. Definitely doesn't need an upgrade. I think it looks cool enough as it is at the moment. If we do a little 360 spin on it real quick, come on GW, load it. There we go. I think it looks decent enough. Yeah, definitely doesn't need an upgrade. It's an absolutely fantastic model. Necrons have some really, really cool models. Now, when it comes to the Praetorians and the Lich Guard, there's a lot of talk at the moment because everyone keeps saying that maybe the Silent King is going to bring back his own Praetorians. Does that mean we're going to get new Praetorians? Again, if you watch the trailer, there's like some bulky, chunky boys on there, as we've all been like laughing about and stuff like that. I personally think the Praetorians and the Lich Guard could have an update. These are like, the top tier cool looking elite models, and they don't really stand out on the battlefield. And they're cool, the great looking models, but if we compare it to everything that we've had so far, it doesn't just really do it for the rule of cool for me. So I would definitely be for some new Necron and Praetorian models. Either one. I'm probably going to go with Praetorians more than the actual Lich Guard itself. So like brand new looking Praetorians from the Silent King's point of view. Right, if we move down to the troop choices, there's only 3 in the troop choices, so we'll just quickly go through that. Now, when it actually comes to the troop choices, I actually think the Necrons have a decent troop choices. I don't think they really need the update. In the Death Marks, the Necron Immortals, the actual just normal Necron Warriors look okay. These are just like just normal troop choices. If we start with the Necron Immortals real quickly, I think, again, look, I think the sculpts stand up to the test of time. I definitely don't think they need an update. If we go back, I keep clicking like the right click like I'm a child. If we go to the Death Marks, again, I think the Death Marks are pretty cool models. I don't think they really need an update. I think, again, they stand the test of time. And it's the same with the Necron Warriors as well. If we look at them, let's zoom in a little bit. These are just your average things. This is what you expect from Necrons, just the little robot things. I don't know really how they could make them any cooler, to be completely fair, because it's just Necron things. Like, if you look at like the Orc Boys and stuff like that, I would argue to say that Orc Boys need more of an update as Necron Warriors, because the Orc Boys, they just don't seem very brutal enough compared to some of the new stuff now, where these guys, they still look scary. They still have that rule of cool factor about them, that if you put them on the battlefield next to like a Primaris Marine or a new 40k sculpt, it still looks like a really, really cool model. So for me, no troop choices need an update. I think all the troop choices are fine as they are right here. So yeah, tell me what you think about that. Okay, so what I've done now, I've just put the last 4 options all together because they only have a couple of units. So the heavy support, the fast attack, the flyers, dedicated transport, and the Lord of War. So let's just start from the top. So the monolith for me is perfect. I don't think the monolith needs an update at all. I think the monolith is fine as it is. It's just, this floating pyramid that just dackers stuff all the way around. The Doom Scythe is one of my favourite flyers in 40k. I actually seen someone turn this to like a Bad Moons flyer with the orcs and stuff, because, you know, the whole crescent moon and stuff on its side. It was really, really cool. But as a flyer itself, it looks fantastic. And like when you get people who do stuff like this, my holy emperor, that is, you know, that is tempting me to play bloody Necrons. I know, heresy. Tomb Blades, if we look at the Tomb Blades, I would say yes. I would say this is the kind of stuff that we need to be looking at now to get the updates. Hopefully we've got a 360 view here. Yeah, let's load this 360 view up real quick. Actually, looking at the 360 view, I don't think those pictures do it justice. That actually looks pretty decent to me. That paint job, I don't know why, but that paint job looks a lot better than that paint job. I wonder if it's just a different paint job or anything, but that paint job makes it look a little bit old, but that 360 spin makes it look pretty decent, so I'm probably going to say no to the Tomb Blades. Sorry about that. So Tomb Blades are fine. Ghost Arc. Now, right, when it actually comes to the Ghost Arc, the Doomsday Arc and stuff like that, again, I keep hearing a lot of people talk because of the whole Silent King stuff, and the Silent King was shown on, like, an arc when, like, at the end of the trailer. Are we going to be, like, getting a new kind of arc or something like that? Again, I don't really think that that's going to be a thing. Hopefully it is, because more stuff, but I think the main thing for the Necron stuff on the 23rd is just going to be like a badass looking Silent King model. I think that's the most we're actually going to get. When it comes to the Lord of War with the Satanin in it and stuff, again, I mentioned this before, that this is my favourite bloody looking model. I absolutely, it's just so good. I just love it. I just absolutely bloody love this model. It's just so cool. This is what I want to see more of, like, you know, sculpts like this and everything like that. Like when it opens up and stuff, it just looks so bloody badass. One of my favorite Necron models. So Ghost Arc and Doomsday Arc. Sorry to get back to that. I think the Ghost Arc could do with an update. Actually, I think they can both do with a little update. But I don't know how you would update them to make them look better. Maybe a few different kind of flares on there or something like that. I think what's definitely needs upgrading the most is the Necron Destroyers. I think if anything from the Necron range I would like to see, like, get brand new updates is Necron Destroyer squadrons, because if you look at them, they just look a bit plain, don't they? Plain Jane kind of thing. They don't really look well, they look cool, but they just a little flight stand. it just doesn't do it for me. So maybe like some nice new, you know, badass looking Necron Destroyer stuff. The Spider looks okay. Necron Destroyer over here, and Necron Destroyer, the upgrade kit. Again, you can just roll this in with like the Necron stuff. The Wraiths, absolutely love the Wraiths. I don't think the Wraiths need an update. Always love the Wraiths. They remind me of, like, I say they remind me of the Matrix kind of thing, but, you know, those things in there. So yeah, I think they're really, really cool. Great models, and I don't think they need an update at all. Mostly, what we talked about, it's probably stuff like in the Elite tab and like the HQ choices that really need it. But around here, again, it's just the Necron Destroyer stuff when we're doing that. Right, I think I'm going to call the video there. We've gone through all the lists now. I'd like to get your thoughts and feedback on that. Necron players, what stuff would you like to be remade? What do you need? What do you think that needs an upgrade? Also, it'd be nice to have some ideas on, like, potential new models for Necrons. What would you like to see as a new model appear in the Necron range? Do yourself, you know, a new flyer, new, you know, elite, you know, new Lord of War, whatever you bloody want. You know, let's lose ourselves and let's just go down that bloody rabbit hole. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for watching. It's been fun doing this. Yeah, the Necron range as a whole, to be completely fair, from my standpoint, is a great range. Yes, there is a little updates here and there, but as a whole, I think it's an absolutely fantastic looking range. It's just the rules that really let them down at the moment, and hopefully when the Silent King comes, maybe in the whole Pariah book for the Psychic Awakening, they will get that bump up, and they will be like the badass force that we all should fear, because the Necrons are that race that we should fear, because their technology is just completely insane. Right, that's enough rambling for me. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching, see you now, and bye-bye.